My point about the Super Bowl has been proven. If not Bad Bunny, then who? Well, there are people who are very unhappy about the choice, and they started a petition to get a different Super Bowl act. And thousands of people have signed for George Strait to perform at the next Super Bowl. And I'm just sitting here thinking, really, George Strait? Okay, so this proves that there aren't that many people available to perform at the Super Bowl. So why not Bad Bunny? Why not? And if people want George Strait at the Super Bowl, and they're not trying to get him to be the halftime performer in 2027. They're trying to get him to be the performer in 2026, which would be the one at the end of this season. I think it's Super Bowl 60, which is ridiculous. I'm pretty sure that by the time an announcement has been made to the public that rehearsals have probably been going on for weeks. So people will just kind of need to get used to the idea that a Spanish speaking rapper is going to be the halftime performer. And I don't know, maybe petition for George Strait to be the next performer. For me, George Strait and Bad Bunny, they're really about at the same level. I've heard of both. I don't really know either. I still think that Kirk Franklin would be a good choice. And I am not a Kirk Franklin fangirl. I have complained about Kirk Franklin on this channel, but I do kind of think that he fits the bill. And he might not be a bad choice, to be honest. So, anyway, there's that. And I am going to talk about Taylor Swift's music a little bit. If you're old enough to remember buying CDs, one of life's greatest pleasures used to be going into the Target or the Best Buy or wherever and buying a new CD and sitting in your car, you unpackage it, put your CD into the player in the car, and just kind of like sample a little bit of each track, just maybe a few seconds. Well, I did that with Taylor Swift's new CD, Life of a Showgirl, and honestly, I'm not real impressed with it. There were a couple of songs where I kind of enjoyed the melody. It's not bad, but for the most part, I feel like this music is destined to be like music that would be played at a chain restaurant or in a department store. I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. Now, as far as Taylor Swift's music, I never really was a big fan. Again, I was aware of her. She's probably the biggest pop star right now, aside from like, Beyonce. But I never really engaged with her music until she started dating Travis Kelce. Then she became a part of Chiefs Kingdom, so I decided to support her at that point. But yeah, I'm not wild about the music. The lyrics are lacking a little bit of depth. You would think that the music would be sappier, seeing as how this is a woman that's about to get married. You would expect a little bit more like feeling and maybe like a good sappy wedding song, but it doesn't offer that. And also the album art. And I am a person who kind of enjoys and kind of analyzes album art. For me, it falls flat. Now, Taylor Swift, she is wearing kind of like a crocheted sequin top, and there's no sex appeal to it. I mean, she's a attractive lady, but there's no sex appeal. Like, her face is flat. Like, there's not a lot going on behind the eyes. So yeah, you would think that a young lady in a sequined mesh top would just give more like sex appeal than that. But yeah, she didn't. She didn't. It just kind of doesn't do anything. Not for me, anyway. And furthermore, the song that's the most controversial is called Opalite. And I Googled Opalite and what it was. And from what I gathered from the song, is that she is kind of taking jabs at Travis's former girlfriend. They think it might have been that girl, Kayla, that he used to date. And it's kind of saying that she's just kind of maybe like stressful, the ex-girlfriend, and Taylor is more like calming and soothing. And then I Googled Opalite, and Opalite, as a stone, supposedly offers that. It has like soothing qualities. So that's very like new agey, and I don't support that. So that kind of made me look at Taylor Swift and actually Travis Kelce in a different way. It's like, ooh, they kind of have some new aged beliefs, believing that rocks can soothe your soul and make you calm. So that was disappointing. But anyway, just kind of want to talk about that a little bit. Mainly, I just kind of want to follow up on my Super Bowl video and just say that the people that are complaining about the Super Bowl prove my point that if not Benito, then who? Because George Strait is not a good suggestion. They have no good suggestions. They said Creed, that is not a good suggestion. Now they're saying George Strait, that is not a good suggestion. At some point, they're going to have to make that Super Bowl halftime show the prize for American Idol or America's Got Talent or something like that. But anyway, have a wonderful day, and I will catch up with you again soon. Bye.